Well, good morning and welcome to another video. Well, it's cold here in Minnesota. Last time I checked, I think it was like 4 below. I don't know what it is at the current moment. The county has got me in the room again because of the cold weather until tomorrow. But today is Wednesday, so it's the last day of the month, of this month, that I can have $75 in free play. So it makes me nervous doing this run every time because I'd rather just be working or something. But it's the only chance I have to make money, and so far, as I've said in other videos, every single time I've made more than the gas it took me to get there and back. So, and the math works out that way, you know. But, geez, that was a big hole. There's some big potholes there. They're scary. Well, I guess I won't be coming this way again for a while. Let's see. You gotta dodge them. It's like a little minefield. For the round trip, plus get some more diesel for the heater, so I don't know. Maybe it's because the cold weather, the cushion, that's what it is, I'll bet you. The cold weather, my analytical brain, the cold weather, you know, when I got out of the seat cushion rises because my weight's not in it. Okay, so that would be that up taller, but when it's warmer, as soon as I sit in it, it squishes down. But since it's been so cold, as that rose, it's stuck, it's frozen up in higher position. And I'll bet you that's why my mirror, why I'm looking more down at the ground. I bet you as my butt warms up the seat, I'll probably sink down and the mirror will probably line up more again. Because otherwise I was thinking that just doesn't make sense. My mirror never does that, you know? Yeah, I'll bet you that's what it is. We'll see. We'll find out further down the trip here. Safe journey, please. also said before in one of my other videos, at least this run, it's good for me psychologically too in a way, because being not having an income and being stuck in the same parking lot, pretty much the same parking lot for 6 months or whatever, 6-8 months. I'm still getting to move in between time though, so that's the main lot I stay in right now. Just because I can't afford to move all the time like I when I'm working. When I'm working, I got income, then I bounce a lot. I stay in different places. Woo. And watch traffic there. I had vehicles on the shoulder and stuff. Weird feeling, I'm really close with God, and while I've been riding this all out, I've always had a feeling since I've been a kid that I was destined for bigger things and bigger money and helping people. Of course, when I was younger, because of the big money thing, I thought about big houses and cool mansions or lots of rooms so I could have cool different theme rooms and stuff like that, but I'm older now and I don't care about all that. When I think about some of the big houses I used to think would be neat to have, and now my dream house in town is a 400 square foot house. What a difference, huh? That is plenty. That's one thing that's nice about doing the RV van life stuff, I still, come spring, hopefully I'll get more time to do it. Still need to go through stuff with the camper and stuff that I don't ever use, get it out. Lighten my load even more, but I've already learned that a lot of extra stuff that I hang on to and stuff is all sentimental, and I guess it's kind of good to have some sentimental stuff, but the main thing I need nowadays is somebody changes the clothes, so I can have some clothes to rotate, so I can stay clean and presentable for society. I don't want to be dirty and grubby either, but anyway, I just have words sneaking in there. I'm gonna curb that word eventually and use it less. I don't want to totally eliminate it, but I want to use it so frequently when I'm trying to think about what I'm saying. There's Little Green Lake, where my parents used to live in a little house straight across from there. And that's the house where I first started really taking care of my parents in their older days. They were in that house for like 14 years, I think, or something like that. That's where Dad ended up passing away. It's a whole nother story. Oh my goodness gracious. I guess I could tell it. It's like, I don't know if it's got to be my relationship with God or something, or gift God gave me, or else God just gives me visions that are really accurate, or 100% accurate. Sometimes they're 100% accurate. Sometimes maybe I don't perceive it properly or something. I knew we were gonna die too. And I don't know how to explain it. I'll have to think about it more. Maybe I can put that in one of my subjects to talk about. Because I got to make a list of subjects yet. Anyway, oh, there's that word. So in Dad's case, you know, I knew his health was getting worse, you know, and he'd lived longer than his father. And he was the oldest living person in his bloodline. His father, his mother, everybody all died at younger ages than he lived to be. And so, but anyway, I could, you know, I just could tell, even though his health had been declining and stuff.
Destination is on the right.
The night that he died, or earlier in the day, I told my mom that she needed to call the girls, meaning my stepsisters that were his daughters. You know, my stepsisters are my sisters, even though they don't treat me like it. So when I told my mom that she needed to call the girls, my mom was like, and I've always respected my mom. I never backtalked her. I never talked stern to her, you know, unless something's pretty dang serious. And I told her she needed to call the girls. She said, "Oh yeah." She said, "No, I figured I'd do it tomorrow or whatever." I said, "No, you need to call them now." She said, "Well, no, I'll just call them." I said, "No, Mom, you need to call them now." You know, and I don't know, it's something, just the way I said it or whatever, you know, my mom, she did. She called them right away. They came and seen their dad. Dad did not want to go to the hospital. I know why now. I know that he knew he was going to die too, and he wanted to die at home. He didn't want to die in the hospital. And I told my sisters when they got there, I said, you know, Dad don't want to go to the hospital. Because I asked him, I told him I'd bring him there, and he said, "I ain't going to the effing hospital," you know. It was serious. And I respect him, so if that's his wishes, you know, the hospital couldn't have saved him anyway, you know. I don't believe they could have. But they probably would have died in the hospital then. But I told my sisters when they got there, I said, you know, I already talked to Dad about, you know, going to the hospital. I said, and he said he ain't going. I said, so just so you girls know, I said, you guys can talk to him about whatever. If you convince him that to go to the hospital, if that's what he wants to do, I'll carry him. I will carry him. I'll get him from the vehicle. I'll get him to the hospital. But I will not do it against his will. You know, I said I have respect for him. And so they did. They talked to him, and I think they kind of tried to, but he said the same thing to them. He wasn't going. Stuff, but they talked to him, and then when they left, it was only maybe, you know, within probably 6 to 8 hours or something after they left or something that he passed away, you know. And but you know, I knew it was coming. I knew it. I could feel it. Same thing with my father, which I talked about in a few videos prior. I talked about my experience with my dad too, closure with my dad and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I got thinking about that right now. But thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you will, and we'll see you on the next one.